Good evening, everybody. We're broadcasting live here from Tir Nanog in downtown Philadelphia. I'm Tom Eschen with Lax Sports Network. Welcome to everybody in attendance here as well at Tir Nanog. Thank you so much to the folks there and here, actually, for having us today. Appreciate that. Everyone's having some fun already early on here. You might wonder what we're doing in an Irish pub tonight in downtown Philadelphia. Well, of course, we had LaxCon going on all weekend long down the street of the convention center. We're there all weekend, and Ireland Lacrosse is here tonight for some pretty big news. As we know, in 2020, hosting the 2020 U19 Men's World Championships. It's going to be the first time Ireland Lacrosse has held a World International Lacrosse Championship. So a very special thing happening in just a couple years. And now as we turn the calendar to 2019 in January here, everything's starting to rev up, and we're getting more and more ready for those games coming up in 2020 in Ireland. And even this year, we've got 4 different events in Ireland going on with the national team: the Men's European U20 Championship, the Women's European Championships, the Women's World U19 Championships, and the Men's World Indoor Championships in September. So as you might imagine, a huge year for Ireland Lacrosse, gearing up for those 2020, hosting the U19 World Championships on the men's side of things. So everyone's really excited about that. And tonight, for the first time, we've got everybody together here in the United States to talk about that. So without any further ado, I'm going to bring up Michael Kennedy here, the CEO of Ireland Lacrosse. And for those who are in Philly, a Villanova guy, right, Michael? Come on up here, Michael. National team former captain, and he's been involved with Ireland Lacrosse now for decades, so to speak. So he knows all about the history of Ireland Lacrosse and what it took to get to this point. So, Michael, I'll let you take the mic now and tell us a little about how we got to this point in Ireland.
Thank you so much, Tom. I really appreciate it, and I appreciate the opportunity to be here to talk to you all about how we got to this stage of hosting, as Tom said, the first ever World Championships in Ireland. A lot of people aren't aware, but lacrosse first emerged in Ireland way back in 1872. The first team in Ireland was founded in Ards, which is right outside Belfast, in the town of Newton Ards. It was called the Ards Lacrosse Club. And they had connections with William George Beers, who is widely regarded as the godfather of the modern game of lacrosse. He wrote the first rule book. Lacrosse existed, men's lacrosse mainly, around Northern Ireland in the late 1870s, early 90s. At one stage, there was even up to 13 teams competing regularly. There were youth teams, there were school teams. It was incredible that we had that rich history of lacrosse back at that time. The sport, however, died out in the early 1900s. We're not entirely sure why. We think competition with rugby and the GAA in Ireland led to that decline in the sport. However, women's lacrosse emerged in the 1920s in Ireland and actually existed from the 1920s all the way up until about 1970. And in fact, in the 1950s, the Irish women's team hosted the American team, and they defeated them 12-2 at Lansdowne Road in Dublin. And I don't think we played the USA since, so currently our women's team has a winning record against the women's national team of the USA. Women's lacrosse then, unfortunately, also died out in 1970, and then there was no lacrosse in the 80s or 90s, and then in the early 2000s, men's lacrosse re-emerged. So in 2001, the Irish men's team participated in the European Championships in Penarth in Wales, and we made our debut in World Championship competition in 2002 in Australia, which was a fantastic achievement. Personally, I started getting involved in 2004 when I participated with the Irish team in the European Championship in Prague in the Czech Republic. And at that time, we only had a men's senior national team. In 2005, we re-established the women's national team. In 2007, we established a men's indoor team. In 2016, we established a men's U19 team, And we're particularly delighted this summer to have the debut of the Irish women's U19 team at the Women's U19 World Championships in Peterborough, Ontario. So we've gone from no lacrosse, no national teams in Ireland in the 80s and 90s, and now we have 5 national teams: men's senior, men's U19, women's senior, women's U19, and men's indoor. So it's been a tremendous development in the sport in our country. And now really to take it to the next level is us hosting the men's U19 World Championship, our first ever World Championship held in Ireland. And we're particularly excited about this event because it's all about youth lacrosse. We know nowadays the motto is grow the game. And in order to grow the game, you have to get down to that youth level. And so that's what this U19 World Championships is all about, trying to get young people engaged in the sport. We're hosting the event at the University of Limerick. It's really Ireland's premier sporting campus. The tournament itself, the World Festival that's also happening alongside it, everything is taking place on campus. Accommodation, meals, all on the one place, and we're really excited about creating that atmosphere of everybody being around and available, festival participants watching World Championship participants, and vice versa. So we're really here in Philadelphia this weekend attending the US Lacrosse Convention. We're selling apparel there. We have apparel on sale here tonight in Tirnanog, but we're really promoting that event in 2020 to try to encourage as many of the national teams as possible to come and participate, but also we want to recruit some festival teams. We're looking at men's and women's, youth, adult and masters, and we're really confident about our ability to put on a top-notch event that people are going to want to be part of. So we hope to see as many people as possible. We're going to be continuing to spread the word through Lax Sports Network and through the Ireland Lacrosse social media about our event in 2020, and we really hope lacrosse fans out there are going to get involved in this and engage with us in this event so we can make it a really positive experience for everybody. So thank you so much, Tom. I really appreciate everything you're doing to support our event.
Yeah, we're excited, Michael. Thank you. Give him a round of applause, everybody. Not the first round of applause he's gotten as a member of the men's national team, a captain. He scored some goals in his day. I've checked your stats, Michael, I know. And he talked about some of the teams that are going to be taking place in this event. We actually have John Kavanaugh, who is the national teams director. Come on up here, John. And he's also, for the games, the World Championship Tournament Director. So he's going to oversee a lot of that. And he's seen, so far, the teams that have signed up. And he's helped not only choose the Ireland team, but I've seen who around the world is interested already. And he's going to touch on that a little bit now. John.
Thank you, Tom, and thanks Lax Sports Network for helping us run this facility and just a fabulous event. And really my charge today is to talk a little bit about the championship itself. Now, number one, this will be our second U19 World Championship, and we're very proud and excited that the FIL has chosen Ireland to be the host. Say a little bit about the University of Limerick. We've had several meetings there. The people there are just very sport-friendly. All the groups involved, from the field people to the food people to the accommodation people, they know sport inside and out. They've run many tournaments there. As Michael was alluding to, everything there is on campus. This potentially can be, I think, one of the, if not the greatest international lacrosse event that ever is being held. Sometimes when we deal with international tournaments, we have a transportation problem. Well, that's solved. Everything is self-contained right there. At most, you'll have a 10-minute walk to the field. Some people have even a shorter walk to the fields. The accommodations, the food there, everybody works well together. It's really an exciting thing to be a part of. Presently, right now, Tom, we'll have about 20 countries right now have committed, which will make this the longest, the biggest U19 tournament, outdoing Finland, outdoing Coquitlam in Canada, 3-4 years ago. So we're really, really excited about this. We're really excited about our team and everything that's going to happen with that. Everything is going to be so self-contained, and it's just a fabulous, fabulous experience that we're looking forward to. We're hoping to have more teams involved. Michael mentioned the festival as well. With the combination of the festival and the national teams, this will be quite an event. And we're praying for clear skies and good weather, and we're looking forward to everything. Thank you very much for having us.
Thank you very much, John. And that, obviously, blue skies and clear weather, we're always praying for that, especially up here in the Northeast of America. So, yeah, you touched quite a bit on the different teams that are going to be involved. And now we bring in Tom Pryor, who is the U19 head coach in Ireland and also the coach of the U20 team. A lot of those guys are going to be playing, but you said about half of the athletes that are playing in the U20 games this summer in Europe are going to be playing for that U19 team. And he's going to touch a little bit on what he sees in players and kind of what you look for and how your experience has been with this movement in Ireland.
I want to thank you guys for being here tonight. Thank all the people that are here tonight as well. From our experience with Ireland Lacrosse, we all have a passion here for lacrosse, just like LSN. Having the opportunity to work with Mike Kennedy, all right, with John Kavanaugh, with Dick Pepper here tonight. We've had the opportunity to develop lacrosse in Ireland. And in developing our teams, what's nice about us with having a men's team and then having our U19 team, our tryout returnees, half of our team are returnees. So it's a nice chance for us to develop not only the guys that were currently on our team in past competitions, but new guys as well. So then now the challenge becomes a little bit differently as a coach, where you're mixing those personalities, newer players, younger players, and returnees. Thanks to efforts of Mike Kennedy, we have that opportunity in Ireland Lacrosse to do that now. And it's an awesome opportunity to see that the women's game is doing the same thing. I'm sure the women will have a great experience. We wish you guys luck. And also, with going to Limerick, there's such a tremendous amount of positive energy and enthusiasm. We've had the opportunity to teach students in Limerick. They really enjoy playing lacrosse. And what we identify with when we talk about, Tom, with the skill development of Irish hurlers, it's such a positive skill transfer for coaches in coaching lacrosse in Ireland. And it's really been a benefit for us. And we're really motivated for not only these games coming up, where like as I said, our team, we're bonding as a team. We just had our tryouts in October in Dublin, and John will be announcing the team shortly. And we're ready to move on, and we're ready to prepare for competition this summer in the Czech Republic, and then we go to UL. It's going to be another opportunity for us to get out there and really develop lacrosse in Ireland, and really push ourselves, get to the area where we want to be with lacrosse, and the efforts and all the things and all the sacrifices that were made by Mike Kennedy and by John Kavanaugh and by Dick Pepper and by all the men around me. It's going to be a great experience for Ireland Lacrosse, so we can't wait. Thanks for being here tonight. Go Ireland Lacrosse.
Thank you very much, Tom. And if you guys are interested or want to find out more, make sure to go to www.2020worldlax.com or irelandlacrosse.ie. You can see those behind me, too, if you guys are watching out here. Anyway, now there's actually another event going on in conjunction with those games coming up in 2020. We'll bring in Wilf Seville right now, who is an international referee, and it's called the World Festival at the same time as the games, and he's the referee in charge, and he's going to touch a little bit on the different teams and from areas, men and women that can partake in that as well. Will.
Thanks very much. Thanks, everybody, for turning up this evening. Yes, I'm here specifically to talk about the festival, which is there to support the U19 Championship. We have three words, really, that I'd like you to remember, and that's it's going to be a world festival of lacrosse, and it's going to be based on fun, and it's going to be based on safety. But we're going to have categories. We're going to U15s, boys and girls. We're going to have varsity. We're going to have masters and grandmasters. We're not completely under the control of the FIL, so we might do things slightly differently and have a bit of fun with it. I've been to Limerick several times. It's a great city. It's a great sporting facility. If you get on the website and see the drone footage that they've taken, it's developed tremendously since I first went there in 2015. And we hope this will be the biggest and the best festival that's ever been alongside. We've tried to emphasize that from the start. It's not just the U19 championships, which is hugely important, and a great feather in Ireland's cap, but also the festival will be a tremendous amount of fun. So we've had a lot of interest expressed prior to this, to LaxCon, and here in Philadelphia. We're probably going to make some more announcements around St. Patrick's Day in March, where we will be giving more details of packages. So what I suggest is you register interest now. We think we might have to limit the number of teams rather than chase the number of teams, and really we think it's going to be the biggest and the best festival that's ever been at a championship, and I think it'll be hugely important for youth lacrosse, and we're very, very keen to make sure that there are lots of ladies teams there, lots of girls teams there, lots of varsity. The varsity category is a relatively new category, and we're keen to really push that on. So get yourself onto the website, have a look at the facilities, and be a part of the World Festival of Lacrosse in Limerick in 2019. They'll make you very, very welcome. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Wilf. We appreciate that. That World Festival is what we talk about all the time. It's what growing the game of lacrosse is really all about, and getting everybody involved, and not just those teams competing for the World Championship. So really cool stuff there. Thank you so much, Wilf. And now, last but not least, we're going to bring up Jim Hoban, who is part of Ireland Lacrosse North America. He's the president and chairman there, and definitely how you can get involved if you're in North America, and what the things he does to engage everybody here stateside and in Canada on getting more funding and more help for Ireland lacrosse as well, and spreading the word too, I guess, is the most important thing, right, Jim?
Absolutely. Yeah. Thank you so much. Good evening, everybody. The last several years, people ask me, what is Ireland Lacrosse North America, ILNA? And I look at them and I say, it's very simple. We are a subsidy of Ireland Lacrosse. We work for Ireland Lacrosse. We were incorporated in 2016 in the Commonwealth of Virginia, and we received a grant from the Internal Revenue Service to become a 501c3, a not-for-profit organization. 100% of the monies that are donated and we raise go back to Ireland. We do not keep a cent. There's not one volunteer with ILNA that is subsidy, that is paid any cash at all. The compensation which is paid has to be remembered. If you're giving donations, and many of you in this room have, if you're giving us donations, it has to be written to Ireland Lacrosse North America. If you write a check to Ireland Lacrosse, I will not be able to give you a tax deduction. It's that simple. Ireland Lacrosse is not recognized as an entity in this country, yet Ireland Lacrosse North America is. What do? We support all the efforts. The bottom line of everything we do is what Michael and so many others said. We want to support the great sport of lacrosse with the youth in the country of Ireland. That means developing young ones all the way up through club, through schools, which we have tremendous programs, through universities, and then finally adult club teams. We're very, very proud of the sport. We've had the sport for some time. We want to develop it, to continue to develop it. We need sponsorships. We need sponsorships, and we need people who want to work for Ireland Lacrosse. We need money. You've heard how many tournaments we've had this year, how many we will have next year. It's not free, folks. We need donations. We need your help. We need your assistance. This is a great sport, but let me leave you with something that in the United States of America, in their last census, there were 33 million people who put their heritage down as being Irish. 33 million. In Canada, there were over 5 million as being Irish. What would happen, how much money would we raise if each one of those people donated 1 penny each year? We need your help. This program isn't free. Help the teams very much. We appreciate your efforts. We appreciate your coming this evening, and go buy some equipment.
Thank you very much, Jim. And this can be a great example for, obviously, the Olympic Committee as they worked in that recently recognition of the FIL by the IOC of what lacrosse is all about. And I think this is a great example of that in Ireland lacrosse as well. If you want to check out more information, they just released their second newsletter about everything you just heard tonight as well. So make sure to go to irelandlacrosse.ie to check everything out. And, of course, www.2020worldlax.com for all of your information. We want to thank Tir Nanog once again for having us tonight, and thank you once again. Give a nice round of applause to everybody from Ireland Lacrosse that came here tonight. Well put, gentlemen. Thank you so much for everything that you've done with us. And, of course, from here at Lax Sports Network, you can see everything from interviews with these guys to everything we did at LaxCon today right now on our website, laxsportsnetwork.com. And for everybody here at the pub, Slancha, right? Slancha? Yeah. All right. See you guys later tonight. Lacrosse Now, 9 o'clock.